Now, one of the things that you'll notice as we get deeper and deeper into these demos is that working with the canvas takes a lot of code. If you remember from what we did in order to implement just those gradients and the arcs in order to create that button, there was some code that we needed to write in there. So within the API for the canvas, there's a couple of different places in which you can call some functions that help make your life a little bit easier, or at least attempt to help you make your life a little bit easier. And one of these function calls is translate. The idea behind translate is that you may need to draw all kinds of different items all around your canvas. And instead of having to keep track of, you've created, say, some sort of circle or a square right at this point, and now you need to create one right next to it. Instead of having to do the math to figure out exactly how many points you have to go over in order to go to that next spot, and then each one of the points that you need to stroke to or create rectangles at, what's the math in order to keep all of that sorted out when 0, 0 is up over here? What translate will allow you to do is to change where the 0, 0 coordinate is within the canvas. So with this demo, what I've done is I've told the drawing context to move the base coordinates, the 0, 0 coordinates, to a different place within the canvas. And then all my drawing remains exactly the same, except it shows up in a different position on the canvas. So again, it's the same chart code that you're used to seeing. The only thing that I've added here is context.translate 100, 100. So if I comment this out, what will happen is that the background, the lines, everything about my drawing moves back into a place as if the 0, 0 position was in the upper left-hand corner. When I tell it to translate, what I do is I go over 100 and down 100, and now 0, 0 becomes at a spot right about here. So let's take a look at that again. Context.translate, and when I refresh, the 0, 0 position is now moved to this area of the canvas, and none of my code had to change in order to make all of these elements show up in a different spot. So the value of translate is that maybe you have, even within a loop, or you have a number of different instructions for processing and drawing on the canvas. You can use translate at different times in order to make the calculations of drawing those elements on the canvas much easier.